Recording in progress.
Playoffs?
Yes, oh yes. You know what time it is. Strike up the band, baby. It is the college football edition of 100 Proof Football from the Rocky Mountains of Utah down to the panhandle of Florida. Florida, wrought with pageantry. We are ready to go. We have been day drinking. We are excited, super excited to be talking about the Big 12 and the Pac-12 today, man.
I'm always excited to talk to you, man.
Well, that as well. But you know, hey, they sleeping on them, right? Big 12 and Pac-12. Haven't had a champion come from one of those in like I don't know how many years, 10 probably or something. But it's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right. It's college football, man. We're gonna go conference by conference, let you guys know what to expect this year. But before we get any further, talk to my co-host. We got some news to cover around the league this week. Starting with one, Deshaun Watson. Talk to me, baby.
All right, man. Deshaun Watson, he settled 20 out of the 24 lawsuits.
That's a high-ass ratio.
Yeah, and I think those were the first probably 20. I think there's some underground workings. Like the NFL's like, hey, if you don't settle these, if they're still in court, you're not going to be able to play. So put the pressure on Deshaun to say, don't put us in that position to suspend you. You've already sat out a year. You make the call. But this has to be settled. If we have to go through this, and the NFLPA probably was like, Deshaun, it's easy. Just go ahead and settle with these ladies and make the money. I mean, it's guaranteed. So that's the approach I'm taking. And reluctantly, Deshaun's probably like, fine, I'll pay you.
Then why didn't he do it last year, man? Bruh.
Because he was already going to sit out last year.
Daddy, no! Daddy, yes!
I don't know about that, man. Look, 20 out of 24, that's a pretty high-ass ratio.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot. I know you holding on to our vault bet, baby. That Deshaun Watson plays this year, man. I said he would not. 20 out of 24, you're getting there. You've got a lot of groundwork laid. But you got 4 more to go. Beyond that, like, all right, NFL, what is it? What are we doing here, man? You bet on one game $1,500, you can't play for a year. But 24 women come at you, and we're going to give you a shot. Let's just see if you can settle it in court so that we don't have to touch it. That's what it sounds like, bro. And
but
look,
you also got to think, there's 2 juries that said he cannot be criminally charged. So this is all civil.
That's true.
It's not. So I mean, that's
it's still a PR thing, man. You know how you know how it is nowadays. I don't have to tell you. You know how it is nowadays, man. It's a PR thing, and that would be kind of a black eye. You know what I mean? But look, maybe they're down with it. I don't know. But 20 out of 24, you're getting there. I like Deshaun Watson as a player in person for the most part. Before this, never heard anything weird of him. Always suspected his play. Know, but maybe his game's not that good.
Oh, his game's great.
I don't know. When you got to pay 24 women and you think with that kind of money and kind of status, you got more game than that. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, no, I think he's got a good game because he is on your fantasy team and a dynasty quarterback of yours in a super flex league that we've been in for over 10 years. I hope he don't play. And I would like just to get a little money off you. So, but that's the update.
Bill Cosby
that's the
meme.
update. What's up? What do you say?
I saw your Bill Cosby meme.
Bill Cosby in a Browns jersey talking about Deshaun Watson's first snap under center. I loved it. Not to be outdone though. Actual more news that we've heard already before. Hey, Rob Gronkowski's retired again.
For the second time.
Again.
So you think he comes out of retirement?
What is that what happens? He comes out of retirement when Tom Brady goes to Miami? Is that what we're doing now?
No, I think he comes back after a few games this year.
Oh, you think he's coming back?
Yeah, I think he'll come back.
Oh man.
Especially if Tampa Bay gets to a good start, he'll definitely come back.
And why not? Just retire, get everybody just like, slobbing your knob all over Twitter and stuff for a couple of days, how great you are and all that. And then come back and play again and then retire again and get all the niceties again. I don't know, man. I like Gronk as a personality, man. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
but,
he's a wrestler.
Yeah. WWE, baby. If you're not WWF, you don't count to me. That's what I'm saying. It's WWF and then it stopped. But, Gronk apparently out for the 2022 season and beyond until further notice. I'll drink to that. Speaking of drinking to that, man, dude, this is a sad day. We ran out of all the rum. We done made like 4 batches of pina coladas all day. Now I'm on a Vizzy.
Oh, nice. You shouldn't have.
Come on, we're doing Vizzies tonight, baby.
I know. You shouldn't have. You should have told me. I actually probably have some up front, up in my beer cooler. My wife takes over.
There you go. We'll get some ratings.
I get Mick Ultras and Corona Lights probably, but
there you go. Well, without further ado, I'm ready. If you're ready, let's take a cheers. What you drinking on today, man? I've already spilt the beans about my Vizzy, man.
Yeah, Mick Ultra.
Mick Ultra, about the same.
Yeah.
No street cred on 100 proof this week, man. Hey, cheers, baby.
We own up to it.
That's the off season, man. Gotta get your beach body ready, man. We doing it. But now it is the college football part of the off season, baby. We're gonna go through all 5 Power 5 conferences. If you're not in the Power 5, do you even matter? I will go ahead and emphatically tell you, no, you don't. And 2 out of the 5 may not matter, but we're going to find out because we're going to talk about them today. That's right,
Get 'em out of the
baby.
way.
It is time for the Big 12 and the Pac-12 preview edition. Not throwing any shade. I'm just saying it's been a while since one of y'all was like winning national championships. So what is that, 2014, the last time somebody from no, that was Big 10. When's the last time somebody from the Pac-12 or Big 12 won a championship?
I don't know. It might have been Vince Young.
I mean, come on, dude. Like, we're going to talk about you, though, man. I moved out west. I'm going to show you guys some love. I'm out here now. So we're going to start off with the Big 12 preview 2022, man. I'm going to throw Adam's projected final standings up on the screen, man, and you let them know what you think about that. Your top, you got Texas at the top, Kansas at the bottom. Ironically, 5 through 10 between you and me are exactly the same. I did not expect that to happen. So we got a lot to talk about in that top 4. You got Texas 1, Oklahoma 2, Baylor 3, and OK State 4. Talk to me.
All right, so I'm going to go bottoms up. Kansas. I was in Destin this weekend. I met Kansas people. We were all talking. We had a few beers. And I knew this segment was coming up, so I asked them. They said football. Now, we like to play basketball. I was like, okay. Bruh. Well, I'm trying to get some insight of your football. And they're like, we don't know anything. Let's talk about basketball.
There you go.
I was like, cool. So I was going to put them on, but because they were so adamant, I kept them at 10. But I do think they get 3 wins this season, which is 50% more wins than they did last season.
Well, hey,
Texas
bringing the
Tech.
hopium, Adam Pope from 100 Proof, bringing the hopium down to Kansas, baby.
So Texas Tech, same as Kansas this year. It's that team is gut wrenched. They're gonna have to. That's definitely a rebuild type of year for them. So I'm not gonna dive too deep into Texas Tech. They need a lot of help. Number 8, TCU. Gary Patterson is out. Sonny Dykes is in from SMU. He is one of my favorite coaches from a small school, and I think they have struck on something that might pan out if they can keep him. I don't think they'll keep him after a few years. I think he's going to show some offensive things that he can do on the ball, and he'll be out probably in 3 or 4 years, but he might stay. I mean, it's Texas money. I don't know. So that Sonny Dykes intrigues me at TCU. Number 7, Iowa State. I like Campbell as a coach, but he's lost Breece Hall. He's lost Brock Purdy. He's lost a tight end. That's tough. But, Iowa State the last few years, they've replenished that running back. It's always a new running back coming in, a new NFL running back coming in. So they could be strong. I just don't see them this year being that strong. Number 6, West Virginia. Sorry, beer burps.
Oh, big gulps, huh? All right.
Oh, West Virginia. The thing, number 6 at West Virginia, JT Daniels, the Georgia Bulldog, a 5-star recruit, playing quarterback for him. What the hell? So I'm just intrigued. They can actually rise up in this. I mean, we're talking about the Big 12. So, number 5, Kansas State. I will say this. They might have the best running back in the conference at Kansas State.
Okay, now.
This guy, Deuce Vaughn. Yeah, Deuce Vaughn. He might go for 1,800 total yards scrimmage. I mean, this guy is a beast. In this Big 12 defense, he can have a heyday. So watch out for him. Again, Kansas State could be a very big sleeper and win the whole damn conference. He also got the
I'll drink to
Adrian
that. I'll drink to that.
Martinez from
Cheers to that.
Nebraska.
Cheers. I'll drink to that.
Oh, yeah? Uh, so the Adrian Martinez, he had a few good games at Nebraska. Never put it all the way in. So we'll see how he goes. It seems like he's been in the league for like 6-7 years. Oklahoma State at number 4. I had a tough time because I actually really do like Oklahoma State. I like the mullet. I like everything. But Oklahoma State had the number 3 defense last year. And that's gone. Most of it is depleted. And then they lost their defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles, and they got, what's his name from Vandy? Derek Mason, which I actually don't mind Derek Mason, but coming off of a number 3 total defense, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's the right step forward. I think they take a step back. So I put them at number 4. Number 3, another tough one is Baylor. Actually, I really like Baylor. I mean, the top 5 to me is a shootout in the Big 12. But Baylor, Blake Shapen at quarterback, we'll see what he's all about. Most people probably had Oklahoma at number 1. I just don't know. They've lost a lot, both quarterbacks, and they've lost a lot of things. But Brent Venables knows college football. He knows how to coach that defense. That's how you're going to win, especially in this league where they might not even see some of the stuff he's going to throw out at some of these offenses. His offense coordinator, which is a great hire, Jeff Libby, Ole Miss kind of connection, South Florida, like Central Florida. So the guy knows how to distribute the ball and get the ball around to the playmakers. I like Jeff Libby as an offensive coordinator. I think this might be really good for a team for a long time, just not this year. And I'm just going to go hook 'em horns. Texas.
This guy.
Sark's teams.
Wow.
Got a 5-star quarterback.
Woo.
He got a 5-star running back. He's got 5-star receivers. I mean, come on. Texas is built. The only question mark, and it's a huge question mark, offensive line. You got to block. They were garbage last year blocking, and they're going to probably be garbage this year. But you gotta solidify that offensive line. So that's my number 1 question mark with Texas. I think if they can answer that, they have a really good shot at being number 1.
I mean, but that's a big question mark, my guy. So I'm going to go back to the dual screen, both cameras for a second. Like I said, 5 through 10, we're exactly the same. It's only the top 4 that were different, and we have a different team in each of the top 4 spots. I'm gonna go back to your rankings, pull them up again. The one question mark I have when I look at them is Texas, man. I mean, you brought up the offensive line, but the quarterback, you say he's 5-star, but he's not a returning starter, man. Then they got a brand new coach coming in there.
Yeah.
Brand new coach, new system with a new quarterback that's never run it, never even played college ball before. And then you talk about the offensive line, 4 out of the 5 are freshmen or sophomores. I mean, that's big, man. That's big. I think Texas will be back to what, the alumni's pockets should say they should be at in a few years. They've got the pieces. Now they got their coach. They're good to go. But I just question them winning the old conference this year. With all those new pieces and including personnel on the offensive line. Without further ado, though, I'm going to throw my Big 12 predictions up. I do have the Sooners coming in first, and that was close. It was a toss-up. I was between them and Baylor, to be honest. I mean, yeah, they have a new quarterback, but Dylan Gabriel's got plenty of experience from Central Florida. I think with the defensive hire at coach could help them because they've never, nobody in the Big 12 lacks offense. Like hardly ever. That's like the way that Big 12 runs. So if somebody can actually play defense anymore in the Big 12, they might actually could win the first round of the playoffs. But they just don't do that. They just don't do that. It's never Oklahoma in the championship game when they've made it to the playoffs. But with Venables there now, I mean, he was there. He's been there before, but back then they actually won national championships and stuff with Venables at defense. So, you say you like offensive coordinator. I like him too. I think they got other pieces in place to help them work. Also, I'm going to go to Baylor. They have so many. I mean, they won the conference last year. They beat Ole Miss in the Super Bowl. They're returning a lot of pieces. They do have a new quarterback. That's why I gave the edge to the more experienced transfer out of UCF for Oklahoma. But Blake Shapen, he's highly touted. Baylor just consistently puts up top 3 teams in that conference. I think they're going to fall just short of Oklahoma this year and claim that second spot. Texas, like I said, new coach, new quarterback, new system, new everything, and the offensive line is so young. I just can't go with them higher than I have them. But I have third Oklahoma State, senior quarterback. Dude, Oklahoma State has 18 upperclassmen on their starting roster. They have 11 upperclassmen on their offense. I mean, it was hard not to put them second, but they're consistently good. They consistently put up numbers. I mean, you have your consistent performers and underperformers in the Big 12. It's just who's going to be at the top. And it's been Oklahoma for a while. I think it'll stay that way a little bit longer. But Oklahoma State, watch out for them. K-State, I did like what you said about them. I agree. Nothing, no shade to be thrown, no points to be argued 5 through 10. And if you're in the Big 12 and are finishing 5th, do we really care? So, that's my Big 12 outlook, man, which now has 10 teams, and the Big 10 now has 12 teams. Oh, Lord, man. Can we just get rid of the NCAA and just make it a semi-pro league? Can we just take over the XFL and just make it college or something? I don't know what's happening anymore with this damn college football stuff, man. But what you think about my top 10, man? And you got. I mean, not top 10, but my order of finish. You got any problems with what I said?
No, I mean, Oklahoma could bowl out. I like Jeff Libby. They have a guy named Mims as a receiver. I mean, his brother's already in the NFL. Like, Mims is a stud receiver. And we didn't mention him when we talked about Oklahoma.
There you go.
That's how good Oklahoma could be. But I just like Texas. They got the hot hand. I'm going with the hot hand.
I guess.
Yeah, I was trying to spice things up.
No, I mean, hey, you took a bold risk. Go on there. Nothing wrong with that. And moving right on to the Pac-12. So wait, let's start. Before we move on for the Big 12, does a Big 12 team make the playoffs?
No.
I agree. I drank to that. Cheers. No Big 12 in the playoffs last year. Hey, can you see why we started first with the Big 12? All right. Moving on to the Pac-12. To the Pac-12, man. My home state, or where I live, has a contender, man. Let's see what's going on. So tell me about your Pac-12. I got it up on the screen now. You want to start in the north?
Let's start north because that's the least exciting. So I got bottom to top. California. I mean, they get a few good players, but they never put it up. The only reason I have Stanford ahead of them is David Shaw. Are you picking your nose? You're on camera, man.
Bro, I'm not on camera, man. You blowing my cover, man. Your pics are on camera, man. But I had a cliffhanger in there, man. I had to get him, bro.
I mean, you're what, 2 knuckles down, man. I was like, holy shit.
He was in there, man. It's rattling just shaking around every time I inhaled. I had to get him, dude. All right. Blowing my cover.
I look up and yeah, so California, Stanford. I mean, honestly, if Stanford doesn't finish in this spot, David Shaw has to be looking for another job. I think if Stanford finishes at this place, he's still looking for a job. He's on the hot seat. Next, I got Washington State. Good quality team. They can finish 2 through 4 or 5. Washington State is pretty solid. Then I got Oregon State. After that, I got Washington. Honestly, thank God they got rid of Jimmy Lake. I like the new coach right now. He came from Fresno State. And he's gonna really open up that offense to where Washington should be. But number one, Oregon. They were number one last year. They're returning a lot of people. Yes, they lost a great coach, but then they got the Georgia defensive coordinator. And I think that defense is just going to be a little bit stronger this year. And their offense was a pro style offense, not the Chip Kelly's you remember. So now I'll pass it on to you now that you got your booger cleared out.
Appreciate that, man. It was an important move I had to make there, man. I'm gonna throw your rankings back up one more time because I had a question about not a lot of questions in the Pac-12, but in the North. I kind of agree with most of it, but having Washington State, what do you think about them as a sleeper, man? I think Washington State could surprise some folks, dude.
Only 2 through 4. Like, they can't win it. To me, in my opinion.
Right, it's Oregon and everybody else.
Yeah, it's Oregon and everybody else. So Washington State, Oregon State. You can mix and match, but that's the way I just predicted it, and that's why I was preferencing it. Like,
sure, I think that's fair.
I did the arrows. I actually had Washington State at number 3, and I moved them down to number 4.
Oh, well, there you go. So, I'm gonna pull my rankings up as well, and you see, I do have Washington State number 3, behind Oregon and Oregon State. Those were, I think, the same for us. No, you had Washington second. I have them 4th, man. But Oregon State, man, Chance Nolan is a dual threat quarterback. They got a lot of upperclassmen on the team, dude. I think there's like 4 underclassmen starting on both sides of the ball combined. I like what they're bringing back. Their quarterback has some potential out there. Oregon, Dan Lanning can recruit. They're going to be just fine. They lost Thibodeau. That's something to replace. But I like the story when Lanning was walking back from the tunnel after winning the national championship because he already knew he was the Oregon head coach. He immediately called Jaleel Florence, who he got on the phone immediately and started recruiting, and called Jamil Florence, who was a 4-star cornerback who they did end up signing. So, he took the job and went off running. He did a good job preparing, unlike Mark Richt when he was named head coach at Georgia as an offensive coordinator at Florida State. He did a much better job keeping focused and winning Georgia a title as defensive coordinator, and then immediately when he walked off the field, started recruiting. I like that story. Bo Nix, your boy. Bo Nix coming in at quarterback, man, from Auburn, man. I know you love Bo Nix as an Alabama guy, but coming in to replace the outgoing quarterback. And, hey, Bo Nix can do one thing, and that's give you a chance. So if you're just more talented than everybody else in your division, then I think you'll be all right, man. But that's about the extent of what Bo Nix can typically do for you, man. I got Washington a little lower than you, man. And but yeah, the rest of that, Cal, Stanford, they're just ass, man. They're just gonna be a minute. They're in rebuild mode. It's gonna be a minute. You got any problem? You don't have any problems, I guess. You already said with my top. And my North prediction because we're pretty close on it.
Yep.
Moving on to your Pac-12 South.
All right, South. This is where it starts heating up. South could be pretty damn interesting this year. I'm going to go top to bottom. Arizona, they finished 1-11 last year. So some people have them moving up. Some... 4th and 5th in that division. until you win more than one game, you're going to stay at the bottom in my order.
There you go.
Next is Colorado. Nothing to talk about there. It's just freaking Colorado. Arizona State is number 4 in that division. This where it can get interesting. I like Herman Edwards. I think he's a great coach. He gets the most out of his players, especially in college.
I love her, man.
And you know what? They got a Florida quarterback, Emory Jones, which is a good runner passer. We'll see what he can do. You know, I think if maybe in the right spot, he might be able to develop. So we'll see. Number 3. This is some people has got this team number 1. USC. I got him at number 3. Defense last year was 93rd ranked defense.
That happens. It's a bitch.
Yeah. And then when you get the Oklahoma coach going over there, they suck at defense too. So you're going to be, 95th in defense? I mean, hell, he didn't even look at the defense side of the ball in recruiting. He's only gotten offensive players.
Bro, I got to go to dual screen for a minute. I got to drink to that, man. What are you doing, man? Drink to that.
I might be a little biased.
Because, dude, if you're Lincoln Riley and you're not self-aware of the fact that your defense costs you, a chance at, how many national championships? And then made note, you're literally saying we're going to recruit that much more talented of a player, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
because it can't be the scheme or the coach. That's what you're saying to me. Which, all right, Lincoln Riley. All right. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I had to drink to that. That was a great point you made.
Yeah. I would tell you this: Lincoln Riley sucks ass.
You don't like Lincoln Riley? I do
not. He's a sellout. He's a meat.
Oh.
He's flyover country boy, and he sold out to be by the beaches and stuff. Screw that guy.
Oh, man.
So I don't hate it. I mean, I probably do the same.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But you know what? That's not an option in my life. So, so then I got UCLA. I like Chip Kelly's team this year. They got a quarterback, Dorian Thompson Robinson. And then the running back, I mean, I think they got some of the pieces where Chip Kelly can really utilize. And Chip Kelly's like, screw the defense. I mean, it's all been gas. We don't even break on the corners. We just put more gas in it. I mean, that's Chip Kelly.
Invented
this
drifting.
is a Chip Kelly team. And honestly, I think this is finally when Chip Kelly can thrive in UCLA. If he finishes below maybe Arizona State, now you're treading water. I think he's gone.
Oh, man, yeah.
But, yeah.
Good Lord, that's horrible, I would think, if you finish below Arizona State and you're UCLA. You better have some big injuries or something to me.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think Arizona State, I mean, this is all of the South. Could all be 9-10 win teams from Arizona State, USC, UCLA, and Utah. So, by the way, speaking of Utah,
go ahead.
I got them winning the South. I don't think that coach is going anywhere. And until that coach leaves, he is the king of the Pac-12 South. This guy, top to bottom, knows how to play football, knows how to coach football, knows football left to right, up and down, offense, defense, lines, everything. It is straight nose football. No gimmicks, no nothing. This is what makes Utah so successful. And it's Utah. It's not freaking UCLA or USC or Arizona State. It's Utah. No one wants to go there unless you want to win.
I mean, hey, they're trying to build something. I give it to you. Yeah, being in Utah now, I get a little bit more of it. I understand, hey, when they were in the Rose Bowl last year for the first time, they came up short, but that was a big thing around here, which in a city this big, I'm from the South, man, where college football is king. So, no, there is not the college football fire and and fervor that there is down south. But the town was getting into it. I like it. And then you got some BYU folks too, so there is that as well. Who's still knocking on the door to try to get into the Big 12. Please let me in. But yeah, I don't disagree too much with it. Let me throw my Pac-12 up and let you look at that one more time. I also have Utah winning the Pac-12 South, but that was close. Man, it was close because I'm higher on Lincoln Riley at Southern California than you are. I think this may be – I had to do it because this may be the only chance I get to in the near future to put Utah first in the Pac-12 before Lincoln Riley and them just turn into a national powerhouse. I think it's coming, man. But in the meantime, Kyle Whittingham, yeah, he does his thing. Utah knows who they are, and they just say, we're going to line up and do it. We know who we are. And that's going to be better than 95% of you on your any given day, or 90%. He's a fifth-year junior, Cam Rising at quarterback. Half the team are underclassmen. That gives me a little bit of a pause. But I still went with Utah, like I said, over Southern Cal. But I almost didn't. But they return a lot, but half the team is underclassmen as well. When you look at Southern Cal, man, they're a year or two away from getting to where they're going to be. I mean, probably 3 to 4 years from being national contenders. But they got a four-star. They got Caleb Williams from Oklahoma came with Lincoln Riley. So there's familiarity there. He's going to know how to run the system. He's going to know how to catch everybody up. It's basically like having two coaches at that point, man. It's Southern Cal, dude. It's Hollywood. It's all the stardom. It's all that.
He started as a backup last year, though.
I know, but he knows the system, and
he played the Big 12.
I understand.
I guess the Pac-12.
Yeah, he's still in the Pac-12. He's gonna be just all right, man. You know what I'm saying? So, in the meantime, I think they're gonna be good. UCLA, on the other hand. Dorian Thompson's back at quarterback, but who's their wide receivers, man? They had an abysmal defense. They hired another defensive coordinator. He's got NFL experience, Bill McGovern, but he's never called plays in college that I know of. So I think this is going to be the top three in the Pac-12 South for the foreseeable future. And I really think there's four annual contenders in the Pac-12, and one of them's in the North. Good to be Oregon right now, because you got a shot every year. But this Pac-12 South is heating up, man, and I kind of like it. I think Lincoln Riley, and especially in the NIL era, man, like Southern Cal's is going to be stupid, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Suge Knight's going to be sending Bitcoin from jail. You know what I'm saying? You got everybody, man. Snoop, they're all going to be on Southern Cal, man, buying players and whatever, dude. It's going to be everywhere. So that's a soapbox I'm not prepared to get on this episode, but NIL is a totally different era than what we are used to, man. So, yeah, I think Utah takes it, but I don't think it's long until they're mitigated to second or third annually, and USC becomes what Oklahoma has been to the Big 12 the last 10 years. What say you, man? You don't like what I'm talking about? You don't like no Lincoln Riley, man. Bruh.
I don't like Lincoln Riley. I hope he falls, bust. Like, I think if he doesn't produce, those people will kick him out faster. I mean, you're a Midwest boy trying to fit in LA. It's kind of like a Chip Kelly going down to like Louisiana or something and trying to throw on like a Cajun.
Like a Brian Kelly doing that, you mean?
Brian Kelly, sorry.
Like a Brian Kelly going to Louisiana and saying y'all?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but USC, I mean, they got to go cross country and play Notre Dame. You know, they got a little bit tougher of a schedule than UCLA. And that's why I gave UCLA more of a heads up, a little bit more of an advantage. And I think with both the running back and quarterback, with the Chip Kelly offense coming back, he's starting to develop something, even though it's not as fast as Oregon. The pieces are starting to get there. But again, USC, the buy-in, the NILs, the stuff like Addison, Like, hey, I just got a bunch of freaking money to go to USC. I'm a first round draft pick as long as I don't get injured or something,
Yep.
So the buy-in, the chemistry. These people are all coming from NIL deals and building some for 1 year. And we saw what LA Lakers try to do it. Every time there's a super team and we're like, oh, this is it. And it's always like a dud. That's my thing. And again, I didn't know if I mentioned this before. The defense finished 93rd last year. Lincoln Riley
You
has
did,
no
man.
defense.
You did do that.
mean,
You did mention that.
yeah.
I
And
think they're going to get
honestly-
the horses in there, though, man. They're going to get the Jimmys and the Joes.
And Lincoln Riley benefits from Bob Stoops. Period. Without Bob Stoops, Lincoln Riley would be coaching like
Well, you could say that about a bunch of coaches over here.
UTEP or something.
You know what I'm saying? You could say that a bunch of times that somebody, filled the shoes of somebody else or followed in their shoes or somebody else paved the way for them and all that. But hey, maybe you're wrong. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. We're gonna find out though. But I got the Southern Cal winning the Pac-12 probably next year, but not this year, man. It's gonna go to my Utes, my local boys. Hey, I'm Florida State all the way, but when it comes to these out west teams, man, I'll pull for Utah every day. So who's gonna win the conference? Utah or Oregon? We both had the same Pac-12 championship game matchup.
I got Utah over Oregon.
I do too. I will drink to that, sir. I gotta pop another one. You ready?
What about? Oh, does the Big 12 doesn't? Yeah, the Big 12 has a game.
They do. With 10 teams, I can't keep up with them no more, man.
I thought they added a rule or something.
Or whatever. Oklahoma's gonna win it.
Texas.
Yeah, I don't know how to. They ain't got divisions anymore. I can't even.
Oklahoma and Texas is about to leave. They're about to get a bunch of.
Yeah.
I think
Everything's
Florida
screwed up,
team.
man.
Yeah.
Everything's screwed up now, boy. All right. So does the Pac-12 get a team and the
No.
college football
Maybe.
playoff?
Maybe.
Well, you got to
No,
make your call, man.
I said that too soon. Utah.
You think Utah might, man?
And I think they might. They have a really good chance, and this is the reason why. And it's stupid, but the first game, Utah versus Florida.
Oh, come on!
It's the SEC. It's not
Playoffs?
It's a brand new coach for Florida.
Playoffs?
You gotta understand, like, okay, they should be the favorites of the team, But however, that's a little notch. Like, hey, we beat an SEC team. Now we just ran through a gauntlet of a schedule. Maybe we lost a team, but I mean, they're good. So if they
But are you
don't lose
prepared
more
to
than-
do it? That would mean the SEC doesn't get 2 in, or that would mean a big Ohio State or Clemson doesn't get in, or something like that. Some scenario not to get too far out of our.
I haven't thought
skis.
that far.
But all right, you want to make a call now? Yes or no? Does the Pac-12 get a team in the college football playoff, baby? We still at 4 teams. Do not forget.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm glad you did, so that I could disagree with you and say yes, Utah, baby, going to the playoffs for the first time in school history. You made your first Rose Bowl last year. I'm drinking a Utah, baby. I love living out here. This has been a really fun experience. I love the folks out here. Dude, Rice Echo's going to be lit all season long. Playoffs on the line. They were 1 game away from it last year. Who'd they lose to at the end of the season? I forgot who it was. They lost their last game of the regular season, and it cost them a playoff. I forgot who it was. But you know what I'm talking about. You remember that?
Yeah.
They had playoffs on the line and lost that 1 game, man. I forgot who it was.
It's like almost like a BYU or something.
No, they lost to BYU. That was early in the season, a rival. They're not going to do that shit again. Dude, watch the 4th team into the college football playoffs this year. Going to be the Utah Utes, baby. You heard it here first on 100 Proof Football. So we disagreed on that, and we will catch you up next week on the Big Ten. Big Ten. Have all our bigs out the way. Big Ten next week is our own episode because they are perennially better than any of the teams we just talked about, any of the conferences we just talked about. But Big Ten episode next week. Any parting thoughts this week, Adam Pope?
I mean, blink twice if you're in danger. What's up with your walls back there, man?
Dude, I'm moving, man. I'm starting tomorrow, man. We're moving across the border, just north of the border to Wyoming. I'm going to be a Wyomingite for a year or so, for a little while, for the foreseeable immediate future. Looking forward to it. No state income tax, better liquor laws, and they got, I think, 5 liquor stores in a town of 1,000 or 10,000 people. I'm ready to go, man. They got Buffalo Trace everywhere.
Twice, though.
Well,
please send him some help.
I don't know.
And what's up with the chair?
I don't know. What chair?
It's like you're in a dungeon.
Oh,
and that's your whack-off chair or something like. Take my wife.
That's why I really had to take the walls down, huh?
Yeah. So no one can hear. The walls aren't even down. You just patted them.
Yeah,
soundproof it,
dude. I'm excited. I'm getting excited, man. Speaking of skeeting, I'm excited about this college football season that's around the corner. I looked at plane tickets today. Our league draft is at your place this year. I'm coming.
Yeah.
I think Cody's coming. I think we're gonna have
Cody's coming.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have some people at your house, man. It's gonna be fun, man. Jason, Thurston, Martin. We ready.
Bo,
Martin, is Bo coming?
Yeah. Bo said he was down.
Come on, man.
I got plenty of space.
It's gonna be
I live
on,
in this big
man.
old house with just myself.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just joking.
Must be rough, baby. Must be rough, dude. Living that
I'm the butler.
living that Tallahassee life, man.
I'm the butler. The family's out of town. I just got to make sure the sheets are clean.
I will say the Mexican place where I'm moving to is called Jalisco. What's up? True story.
Yeah. So we need to start choosing each other every time we go there.
There you go. Well, if I'm there and you're in the shower, you just FaceTime me. And let me know.
That's kind of weird.
You just let me know. If you're in the shower, you just FaceTime me anytime if I'm at Jalisco's, all right?
Well, that's what you did to me. So the story about that was like, this is the second time this fool this week FaceTime me when he's in the shower, and it's just us talking. Daddy, it's not even serious.
Daddy,
He's just like, hey, I just want to see your face this time. I don't know. So this time, I showed all of the restaurant. I'm like, hey, this is my friend. He's in the shower.
Yeah. They were enjoying it.
I know. I was about to sit down with the table full of girls. Have him call you shrimp dick or something. I wanted to.
Hey, I think they call that what do they call that? That's camarones, I think, in Mexican, man.
What?
That's a camarones, a little shrimp. Camarones PP. I think that's what they said, man. Shout out to Mexico before y'all get your NFL team. Cheers. But
Mexico City?
That's
Hell
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. When we go down to 100 proof, they'll know me as little PP Camarones.
I hope they love that.
Hey, but
I'm packing.
That's going to do it from the Rocky Mountains of Utah down to the Panhandle of Florida. This has been 100 Proof Football, College Football Preview Edition, Pac-12, Big 12. We about to be out of here. We'll see you next week talking about the Big 10. We out.
I'm out of here, bitches!
That was pretty classy.